In the late 1800s, deep in the rugged lands east of the Dead Sea, archaeologists uncovered a black basalt stone covered in ancient writing. At first glance, it looked like just another relic from a forgotten civilization, but this stone would become one of the most important archaeological discoveries ever made. Because once it was translated, it revealed a message written nearly 2,800 years ago, long before Christianity, long before Islam, and it mentioned names, places, and events that still shape religious debates today. This artifact became known as the Mesha Stele, sometimes called the Moabite Stone, and what it says still sparks controversy. August 19th, 1868. The sun was dropping behind the hills east of the Dead Sea when Frederick Augustus Klein, an Anglican missionary, arrived at the ruins above Deben. He wasn't alone. Members of the Beni Soccer tribe, who had grazed their herds on these rocky slopes for generations, led Klein to a half-buried block of black basalt. The stone was massive, scarred by centuries of wind and sand, and covered in strange, ancient writing. Klein's heart raced. The Bedouin knew the stone was valuable, but its meaning was a mystery. Negotiations began immediately, a price set in camels and grain, a ritual as old as the land itself. That evening, as Klein examined the slab in the fading light, he realized he was looking at a relic unlike any he had seen. The moment was tense. Every detail, the tribal sheikh's watchful eye, the hush among the ruins, the foreign letters carved deep into volcanic rock, hinted at secrets waiting to be claimed. Ottoman officials in Amman stamped the export certificate, and the customs clerk in Al-Karak collected a 5% levy on the stone's declared value. From there, the basalt slab traveled south to Aqaba, and it was loaded onto a steamer bound for France. By late 1868, the artifact entered the official registry of the Musée du Louvre as a 010581. A Parisian curator logged the accession, noting the object's remarkable preservation and the unknown script etched across its face. The stone's age, nearly 28 centuries old, was confirmed by paleographic analysis, placing its origin in the late 9th century BCE, long before the rise of Christianity or Islam. Today, the Mesha Stele stands in the Louvre's Near Eastern Gallery, its chain of custody unbroken from Bedouin hands to the museum's marble halls. Its journey complete, the slab was now ready to yield its secrets to scholars. Mesha's own words are carved deep into the basalt. He claims victory not just for himself, but for Moab's god, Chemosh. The inscription opens with a royal boast: Mesha, king of Moab, chosen by Chemosh, the one who broke free from Israelite control. He describes years of subjugation under Omri, king of Israel, naming the dynasty outright. Omri's house had dominated Moab for decades, extracting tribute, stationing troops, and building strongholds. But Mesha tells a different story. Chemosh grew angry at Moab's suffering and gave him the command to rebel. Cities fell, fortresses burned, and Israelite towns were taken back one by one. The text does not just echo the Book of Kings, it confirms in stone that Omri's dynasty was real, and that Moab's struggle was remembered not just in Israelite scripture, but in the voice of a rival king. Here, ancient propaganda becomes hard evidence. In the midst of Mesha's triumphs and royal boasts, a single detail stands out, a name carved in ancient letters, YHWH. This is not a biblical scribe's testimony, but a Moabite king acknowledging the god of his enemies. The four consonants, Yod, He, Waw, He, form the earliest known reference to the Israelite deity outside the Hebrew Bible. Here, YHWH is not a myth or a later invention. He is real enough to be blamed for Israel's power and, just as telling for its defeat. The language of the inscription itself deepens the connection. Moabite and early Hebrew share more than just geography. Words like MLK for king and bite for house appear in both texts, written in nearly identical script. These are not distant strangers, but linguistic cousins, shaped by centuries of shared history and rivalry. The Mesha Stele preserves a snapshot of a world where gods, kings, and languages crossed borders, where the boundaries of faith and identity were never as clear as modern debates would have us believe. A single line on the Mesha Stele has fueled decades of debate. In the damaged lower section, the sequence BTDWD appears, 5 ancient letters that could change everything. André Lemaire, a leading French epigrapher, argues this spells out House of David, pointing to a Judahite dynasty recognized by Moab's king around 840 BCE. His critics are not convinced. Some see only fragments and suggest the letters might fit a different name or even a lost place. The Tel Dan Stele, found in northern Israel, offers a clearer reference to House of David, but here the evidence is razor thin. Every missing stroke, every worn mark becomes a battleground. If this really names David's house, it would push the dynasty's memory back to the very edge of biblical history. But if the letters are a coincidence, the case remains open. The answer hangs on the faintest traces, waiting for technology to weigh in. Under the glare of a 64-light RTI dome, every groove and scratch on the Mesha Stele's surface is measured in microscopic detail. Scientists rotate the virtual stone, chasing shadows that reveal the faintest traces of lost letters. Multispectral imaging in infrared, ultraviolet, and visible light pulls out glyphs invisible to the naked eye. The 19th century squeeze, pressed before the stone shattered, becomes a baseline for digital comparison. Algorithms assign confidence scores to each disputed mark, a vertical stroke, a missing curve, a possible letter D, or just a trick of erosion. Even with this arsenal, certainty remains elusive. Technology narrows the possibilities, but the final reading of the House of David or any rival theory rests on probabilities, not absolutes. Science sharpens the picture, yet the last word belongs to the stone, and to the questions it refuses to answer. New stones surface, old certainties fracture. The Mesha Stele proves history leaves traces, not verdicts. As fragments align, the debate sharpens, reminding us that evidence challenges, but it never settles belief. What else waits beneath the sands?